Young Sheldon had a strong 7-year run, expanding the world of The Big Bang Theory by introducing many more dynamic characters who play important roles in the lives of the titular Sheldon Cooper and his family. The solid success of Young Sheldon led to more shows, including Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage and the new Big Bang Theory spin-off Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. Of course, it is necessary that both shows continue to introduce faces that subsequently engage audiences. Largely, the original characters of Young Sheldon refract off of Young Sheldon's Ian Armitage arc, showing different perspectives as he navigates the worlds of scientific research and his family life. Sheldon and his family learn how to affirm their commitments to each other while pursuing their own goals throughout. Certain characters are the best of the series because of the advice they offer or the different paths they go down. 6. Paige Swanson. Played by McKenna Grace. Paige enters the franchise as a potential peer to Sheldon, were it not for the fact that she deeply annoys him by being just as smart as him. However, Paige's story is sometimes oddly sweet because of how she appreciates her sort of friendship with Sheldon and bonds with his sister Missy, Reagan Reverd. Furthermore, she adds depth to the show by illustrating an alternative version of Sheldon's life. Sheldon acts like everyone is beneath him, which in a way protects him. However, Paige is shown to be struggling because of her academic status. 5. Brenda Sparks. Played by Melissa Peterman. The Coopers' neighbors are frequently at odds with them, but Brenda offers occasional bits of support and reflection. Like Sheldon's mother Mary, Zoe Perry, Brenda experiences marital strife, which, in her case, ends with her husband leaving. She and Mary clash over Brenda's relationship with Mary's husband George, Lance Barber, but Brenda manages to impressively resolve the matter by talking about what George actually sought, which was mostly an outside, objective voice. When so much of Young Sheldon is about family life, Brenda is important to the story with her experiences of being a wife and mother. 4. Pastor Rob. Played by Dan Bird. In Pastor Rob's defense, he seems to have been acting as just a supportive coworker to Mary, never crossing any lines and not realizing that their friendship would cause problems between her and George. He actually is something Mary really needs in her life, as he encourages a more nuanced and non-judgmental approach to her faith, something she lacks when she appears in The Big Bang Theory. Overall, Rob is a really interesting character because of the compassionate way he handles most of the small-town conflicts while continuing to be confident and set an example in his own life. 3. Sam. Played by Taylor Spritler. Sam is a reminder that while Sheldon and his family's concerns mostly lie elsewhere, there are whole other issues and movements happening around them. Namely, Sam is something of a rude awakening for the series when she talks about how women in science are treated. Despite their past conflict, Sam is still very kind to Mary when they run into each other on campus. Most importantly, Sam is not afraid to call Sheldon out on his privilege. It will take him a long time to learn from people like her, but the fact that she is there is important just the same. 2. Dr. John Sturgis. Played by Wallace Shawn. Young Sheldon most effectively elaborates on Sheldon's life by introducing some figures who were scientific role models to him in his youth, even if he didn't always listen to them. Sheldon immediately has a kinship with Dr. John Sturgis, who like him, is a brilliant and quirky scientist, played by the comedy legend of Wallace Shawn. Sturgis' relationship with Mima, Annie Potts, was sweet while it lasted, but as she moves on, his bigger impact on the series is in the ways he helps advance Sheldon's education and forces the aspiring scientist to self-reflect. 1. Mandy McAllister. Played by Emily Osment. As far as a supporting character's presence goes, Mandy is obviously the biggest one of Young Sheldon when her fan-favorite status resulted in her becoming a regular. While dealing with the challenges of an unexpected pregnancy and trying to restart her own career, Mandy develops resonant, heartfelt relationships with members of Sheldon's family. Her charm and humor largely come from the charismatic performance by Emily Osment, which cemented her as a permanent fixture of the Big Bang Theory franchise. This is arguably the goal of all the characters introduced in Young Sheldon, to become so vital to the world that we can't imagine it without them.